Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on Keep Running with BK. And today I'm out here navigating in the woods, literally and figuratively. What I mean by that is I've now put up 50 videos on the channel, and I'm kind of at that point with the channel and with my own personal training where I'm evaluating what's next, where do I go from here. And so as I spend some time thinking about what I'm going to do next for my training, racing goals for the upcoming off season and new year, I also want to be thinking about what kind of topics do you guys want me to cover here on the channel. And so thanks for tuning in. Come along for me on the run as we wander in the woods together, and let's see what we can come up with. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here on Keep Running with BK, and this marks my 51st video on the channel. I started this channel 10 months ago at the beginning of the year, and for the most part I've managed to post one video per week in almost its first year. We've covered a lot of topics together. My motivation for starting the channel really is, given all these years of running, nearly 4 decades now, I've learned a lot of things, tried a lot of things, and hey, we were in a pandemic, and so it sounded like something fun to do was start a channel, share some of the things from my own personal training, in hopes that maybe some of you might find some of it of interest. And as of right now, 10 months into the channel, just went over 300 subscribers, and I just want to start off with kind of a subscriber appreciation moment. You know, employers have employee appreciation days. Sports teams have fan appreciation days. I just want to start with a subscriber and channel watching appreciation moment and say thanks, guys. I really appreciate all your support, your emails, your questions, your thoughts, your comments, and it's been quite a ride so far. And I hope that all of you will continue to follow the channel, be active in sharing your questions and your thoughts, and we can kind of keep this going. So on this channel, I've shared videos about different types of running, be it different types of speed work, be it about training for different race distances, be it about different training ideas, such as following the Mapatone training method, so applying an 80-20 training approach. I've shared some things about determining your training pace based on Jack Daniel's running formula book. And I'm sure there's a lot more things to talk about, but I want to take a moment and ask you, since you're the ones watching and subscribing, what types of information would you like to hear more about? What kind of things would you like me to talk about or look into? What are your training and running needs, questions, challenges? And as I start thinking about planning my own personal training the upcoming year, I also want to start planning some topics to focus on. And your input in the comments below will certainly help me to do that. So one of the other things that I've talked about quite a bit on this channel is, you know, I was training for a marathon. I've shared training for my ultra marathon. I've shared some time trials and training insights into my own training for a 10K and a half marathon time trial this past year. I'm really thinking about what is it that I want to train for next year. I kind of want to get your guys' take, so please weigh in the comments below. Would you rather me focus on shorter distances, thinking about the 10K half marathon, or do you think I should focus in on and share more about training for half marathon, or even an ultra marathon? I don't particularly have an interest at the moment to train for another half or another ultra marathon, but hey, you never know. I've said that before, and there I am training for one, running one. But I'd like to hear you guys weigh in and share your thoughts and opinions. That I'll consider those as I think of my own training goals for the upcoming year. And you know, looking back, I've done more mileage this year than any other year that I've ever recorded. I've shared with you guys. I have a spreadsheet where I've tracked every run for the past, probably close to 15 years now. So I have a pretty good idea. And this year was just incredible. The sheer volume of mileage for me. Again, it's all relative. We all are different levels of ability. We're all different interests. We all have different amounts of time, space, and energy we can dedicate to running and training. And so we're not looking to compare each other to one another as much as finding ways to learn about ourselves, challenge ourselves, and push ourselves to enjoy running, something that we've dedicated many training hours to. And at this point in my running career, I don't necessarily have a really strong opinion one way or the other what to focus on. I'm just enjoying running, and I've certainly learned a lot this past year. As I've shared before, I really learned from the Maffetone training method what the feel and the benefits of easy running and what an easy effort truly is, and how that's really helped my overall consistency of being able to run, to put in more miles, to recover quicker and more completely. And then I've also enjoyed, once I had a good grasp on that, getting into the 80-20 training and really trying to keep what I learned from the Maffetone training and the 80% easy efforts and the easy days, and really try to push myself more in the sense I used to run, where everything was generally hard and then too hard. But it was just nice to try that. I'm also getting older, and as you age, you have to adapt your training approach. You know, I can't train like I did when I was in my 20s or 30s. I'm having to admit to myself that even though I'm not in my 20s or 30s anymore, I can't pretend and act like and go about my training as if I were. I have to make some adjustments. And so one of the things I'm thinking about exploring in topics for next year, and please weigh in if this would be of something of interest to you, is just maybe a video or two talking about some of the changes I've had to make as a runner as I've gotten older. You know, and how my running and training is, should, and can be different in my 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. But I'd like to, again, just ask you guys to share your thoughts. What is it that you'd like for me to talk more about? What would you like to learn more about? Perhaps it's something that I shared in a video earlier this year and talked about, but you'd like me to talk about it more. Maybe you'd like me to get into more details. Maybe you'd like for me to get a lot more practical. Kind of spell out for me in your comment what you would really like to see and hear from me in the channel going forward, at least for the next year. We'll revisit this again, I'm sure. But I want to make sure that I'm giving you content that is useful and helpful, because my aim for this channel is for all of us to really continue to learn, continue to improve, and continue to grow as runners, and better understand ourselves as athletes, and grow in our ability and our confidence in what we can do. Not what other people can do or what other people are doing, but what we can do in our own personal running. Because at the end of the day, I was sharing with a younger runner the other day, it's not about competing against other people as much as it is competing against yourself and continuing to improve. You are, and that can look very differently. What that looked like in my 20s versus what it looks like now in my 50s is very different. I have to embrace and enjoy the season of life that I'm in, and what is a fitting running goal, challenge, and improvement for that season of life that I'm in. I'm really enjoying it, guys. I really hope you are. I'm really looking for ways to encourage you and support you, as well as to motivate you as I strive to motivate myself to keep running and to enjoying this sport. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me on this run. To the 300 plus subscribers and those of you watching, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing and supporting the channel. It's free. And as always, I appreciate a thumbs up on those videos that you like and you get something out of. And if you'd like to follow my training, you can follow me on Strava. I occasionally share things on Twitter. Until next time, stay safe, train smart, I'm watching my footing, and keep running. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you later.